Year 10 Intermediate Practice Tests Revision. Question 1. Write in standard form. To write the number in standard form, you put an arrow after the first number that's not a note. So for each of these questions, you put an arrow after the first number that's not a note. Because in standard form, it's always some number between 1 and 10. It's always times 10, and it's always to the power of n. So for this question here, the number between 1 and 10 will be 7.4. So that will be 7.4. Question B would be 3.5. Question C would be 4.7. Question D would be 6.7. Because that's the arrow after the first number is not a note. They're always times 10. It's always times 10. And then to work out the power, you got to work how many, for big numbers, how many from the arrow to the end. You just count how many numbers between the arrow to the end. So it'd be 1 to get past the 4, another 3 makes 4, another 3 makes 7, another 3 makes 10. So there's 10 numbers from the arrow to the end of the number. So that would be 7.4 times 10 to the 10. The next one, there's 5 numbers after the 3, so it becomes 3.5 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one, 4.7. This time, because it's a small number, you've got to go back as far as the decimal point. So from that 4 to the decimal point would be minus 1, because you're going to the left. Minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. And the last one, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So that's how the first one works. When we're working them out without a calculator, you have to multiply the numbers normally. 2 times 4 is 8. And then it becomes 10 to the 8 times 10 to the 9. So we've still got that one there. So my answer is the ordinary 8, because 2 times 4 is 8. And when we multiply indices, you add the powers. So you've got 8 tens there, you've got 9 tens there, which makes you've got 17 tens in total. So it becomes 8 times 10 to the 17. The next one, when you divide, you basically divide the numbers normally. You've got 9 divided by 3. And then you've got 10 to the 5 divided by 10 to the 2. Divide the ordinary numbers. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then you've got 10 to the 5 divided by 10 to the 2. When you divide indices, whereas we multiply, we added. When you divide, you take away. So it becomes 3 times 10. And 5 take away 2 is 3, so it becomes 3 times 10 to the 3. Because 10 to the 5 divided by 10 to the 2 is 10 to the 3. Question 3. Rules of indices. When we multiply in, we just done them above. When we multiply, we add, so it means x to the 2 times x to the 9. So it becomes 2 add 9. Alright, you're adding the powers, and 2 add 9 is 11. So it becomes 6x to the 11. When you've got ordinary numbers, you do 6 times 3 is 18. And then you got x to the 7 times x to the 8. So what I said earlier, when you times in indices, you add them. So 7 add 8 is 15. So it's 18x to the 15. The next one, I do divides now. So 40 divided by 10 is 4. And like earlier with standard form, when you divide indices, you take away. So 8 take away 5 is 3. So it's 4x to the 3. And the last one on this video, when you're working out powers, 2 to the 3 means 2 times 2 times 2. You've got to work it out now. They're different base numbers, so you've got to work it out. So 2 times 2 times 2, and then you times it by 5 and times it by 5 again. Because 5 squared means 5 times 5. So I'll be doing 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 5s are 40, and then 40 5s are 200.